Remember Medicare for All? Yeah, remember that? Bernie Sanders, that nutless wonder, used to promote it a lot. Now, this story is not in the show notes, but the keyword's but. I have 3 stories back to back talking about Medicare for All and what's happening to Americans. One is of a U.S. Olympian. I think we've seen this video on Hotspot, but another video of a 90-year-old veteran pawning his wife's jewelry so he can pay her medical bills. 90 years old. 90 years old. It's not, you can argue it's a feel-good story because there's people who raised money for him, but it doesn't have to be this way. And then, of course, I got our good friends at Fox News talking about Medicare for All, because after all, we could trust Fox News to talk about Medicare for All. But first, let's talk about this Hotspot video, because I think many Americans are still shocked that obviously having free healthcare is a thing that the rest of the world has, but yet we're number one in not having it. So the key thing is, do not get sick, do not die in America. Don't get injured. Keep working. Keep working, poor people.
U.S. athletes were stunned by free healthcare in Paris, taking full advantage of something they're not used to back home.
So not only in the village do we have free food, but we have free dental, free healthcare. I literally just got a pap smear for free, and I have a dentist appointment and I exam next week. Like what?
The Olympic Village offered a wide range of free medical services such as a cardiology, orthopedics, physiotherapy, psychology, sports medicine, and more. Paralympians even got access to dermatology. So instead of the usual post-competition celebrations, athletes were heading to the dentist.
America needs to do better with their healthcare systems. There's no reason why me, an American girl, should be so amazed by free healthcare. And that's what a lot of people are saying in the comments, but it is what it is. Of course I'm amazed. We don't have free healthcare in America. So yeah, I'm amazed by free healthcare.
The U.S. is the only high-income country.
Hold on, we're going to rewind that again. She's amazed by it. Hell, I'm amazed by it too. I think we all are. Richest country in the world, and we can't take care of our people. You know what the leading cause of homelessness is? Medical debt, medical bankruptcy. That's the leading cause of homelessness in the richest country in the world.
Dentist.
America needs to do better with their healthcare systems. There's no reason why me, an American girl, should be so amazed by free healthcare. And that's what a lot of people are saying in the comments, but it is what it is. Of course I'm amazed. We don't have free healthcare in America. So yeah, I'm amazed by free healthcare.
The U.S. is the only high-income country without universal health care. Many American athletes struggle with healthcare costs, often paying out of pocket. Many U.S. athletes are struggling to afford basic health care on low incomes. 40% of athletes pay $9,200 annually, but only 16% see any reimbursement. Is it time to rethink America's healthcare system?
Yeah, it is, especially with a video like this. It's not a feel-good story. It's a nightmare. And he is a veteran, and his wife is suffering from dementia. He's on his own.
A TikToker raised $320,000 to help a 90-year-old veteran care for his wife.
This is a little gift. I know your birthday's this month, right? I saw it on your ID.
Yeah.
So we put together a little fundraiser, and we came up with some money for you.
Oh my gosh.
You can open it.
I could kiss you. God bless you. Oh my goodness.
So there's $1,300 there.
You can't do it. I can't let you do this.
Yeah.
No, I can't let you do this.
No, we want to do it.
A 90-year-old Air Force veteran was struggling to pay his rent while caring for his wife with dementia. He resorted to pawning his jewelry to avoid eviction and keep his wife at home. TikToker Janelle Marie met Donald at a pawn shop and heard his story, so she decided to help.
I know you're struggling. I know you're trying to take care of your wife, and I appreciate your service.
Oh, well, thank you so much. This is the best birthday present anybody ever had.
Initially, she raised $1,200 for him, which allowed Donald to keep the jewelry and cover part of the debt. But when her video went viral, the donations flooded in, raising more than $320,000 to support him and his wife.
I'm not too sure that I know what to say or how to say it, other than to say that I'm profoundly grateful for everything.
Try and hold back the tears because this shouldn't happen. I don't know what their situation is, but it looks like they're kind of on their own. Let's face it, the older you get, hey, you struggle. It doesn't have to be this way. But yet our media and our politicians have trained us to think that this is okay. I would call this a victory, but a bittersweet one. Because how many more millions of Americans are maybe right now pawning jewelry or memories, maybe selling their house just to have one more fucking day? Richest country in the world. How does it treat its people? Like they don't exist. I'm calling you out, Democratic politicians and Republican politicians. And if you're offended by that, get your sycophants. They're puppets too. And to those puppets who vote for Team Red or Team Blue, they're going to throw you out too. But hey, let's listen to our friends at Fox News. Hey, Fox, always clear on point. What's wrong with Medicare for all?
Ms. Harris has endorsed and proposed with Bernie Sanders this one size fits all, essentially nationalizing Medicare for all is what they call single payer, whatever. Variously estimated as much as $32 trillion. That's probably a lowball estimate. How would that would just destroy any free enterprise. She wants an end to private insurance.
Oh, my goodness. And then the private insurance. Oh, my God. Listen, Kamala's not going to fight for Medicare for all. Don't you remember in the 2020 primary, as soon as she said anything equivalently close to it, she flip-flopped the next day, bloop, 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 because she got a ring, 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 ring phone call. Jackass is calling Kamala a communist. How is she a communist, socialist, Marxist, Leninist? How is she any of those things? She ain't one of those things. She ain't ever going to do that. Oh, she's a communist. Biden's a communist. Really? They are? I didn't know that. Because they ain't. You think the Democrats are going to support Medicare for all? I mean, for Christ's sakes, the insurance company owns them, just like they own Republican politicians. Do you want to know who's never going to get Medicare for all? Democrat voters, Republican voters. Now your politicians, Democrat and Republican politicians, you know what they have? Pure gold platinum. That's right. Health care for them and their families. They get to have it. Not you.
This is something that I think should be brought out. You're talking about how Trump made all of these things more open, deregulated, for example. They want to do exactly the reverse. Now, how would that impact ordinary people?
Well, it would impact a lot, but what they're doing is they're picking on the one industry that is already so misaligned with economic incentives. The healthcare industry, I mean, our costs as a share of GDP of the largest increase of any country in the OECD, and our reductions in life expectancy relative to the OECD are the biggest declines in life expectancy because our system is so obscure, but you don't know what the cost, you don't know what it does. And here they come in and take advantage of a very badly run system and try to nationalize it now, which would make it even worse. But what Trump would do would make it free market and make it drop those costs. I'm estimating that we'll save $1 trillion after 3 years. And
it's funny. Trump actually did, in his defense, bring up, why don't we do like a Medicare for all thing? That was quickly shut down by his aides. And let's face it, Trump is just going to dismiss it. But everybody knows it. We're the richest country in the world, and our people are facing medical bankruptcy. Richest country in the world, we don't have Medicare for all. Richest country in the world, and we cannot take care of our people. We can't take care of our people. I want to do a little bit of a YouTube rewind for all of you beautiful, lovely people. We're going to go back in time 3 years ago. This is a video that was done by Matt Orfalea. Remember Matt Orfalea? Remember Forced to Vote? I want to play these stories again. This was done by Matt Orfalea a while ago. Let's go on and play this video and hear the stories, especially when that Forced to Vote was happening way back in 2021. Remember when AOC and the squad abandoned us? I do. I will never forget.
He refused my claims.
They'll gladly let a vulnerable boy and his family suffer.
I actually used to be a fiscal conservative, diehard Republican, and I lost everything.
This is my sister Diana, and the medications for her autism are more than $2,000 a month. The same medication in another country is $14.
Force a vote for Medicare for all.
We are the only developed nation on earth that does not have some form of universal health care.
I went to the emergency room. They said that I needed to follow up with my doctor, and I can't go see a doctor. I don't have health insurance. I can't pay this bill.
I've been working in a nursing home about 5-6 years now, and they're telling me I don't deserve health care. I'm going tomorrow to a nursing home with active COVID patients.
Force the vote.
Let there be a vote for Medicare for all.
If we had a Medicare for all system, my dad could have just gone to the actual doctor and they would have caught the cancer earlier.
Force the vote now.
Hashtag force the vote.
People don't go to the hospital because they don't have insurance. Force the vote.
We need Medicare for all.
By the time I had some idea of what to do to treat my illness, I could no longer afford to treat my illness.
Force the vote now.
I am one of the many millions of Americans who have lost their health care.
If you actually care about defending the human rights of Americans,
Force the vote.
I got stabbed in the chest, and their answer for me getting attacked was to charge me $270,000.
Force the vote.
I had a bone disease, and my doctor goes, "You're not making bone properly." And I was like, "Well, should I take a Viagra?" He's like, "No, it's not." One day I stepped off a step the wrong way, and my spine collapsed. The insurance company wouldn't pay.
Force the vote.
My father had health insurance, and we had to fight the health insurance company to try to get to pay for his life-saving medication. And I was sitting in a hearing where one of the Blue Cross Blue Shield representatives was sitting in front of me laughing. And I leaned forward and reminded him that the dying man that you're laughing about is my father.
That's not right.
Force the vote.
Force it.
Both Republicans and Democrats support Medicare for all.
Force the vote.
Where were they? Where were those Democrats? Where the hell were you? AOC, Ilhan Omar, Cory Bush, Jamal Bowman, and the rest. Where the flying F were you? And yet I still get pushback from some diehard progressive Democrats and liberals who say, "Oh, kid, this forced to vote was a distraction." No, it wasn't, because it's still happening, and it may not happen to you. But as time keeps on progressing, as that road of life still keeps going down and down and down, sooner or later it'll hit you too. Just give it time, when you yourself will be saying, "We should have done force the vote." And it does work, actually. Force the vote does work. Representative Gates proved that. AOC? Oh, where is AOC? Oh, she probably forgot about you a while ago. It's what normally all these politicians do anyways.
Vast majority of our fellow citizens support it.
We expect our politicians to
Force the vote.
And if the politicians aren't willing to demand it, then they should get out of the way.
Force a vote.
I've had enough. Force the vote.
If not now, when?
Force the vote.
They ran on Medicare for all. The squad needs to do their job.
Hashtag force the vote. Screw all these partisan politics. It's time to start fighting for the people.
Please force the vote.
And when we asked them to fight, they said no. When we asked them to fight, they refused. When we asked them to step up, they walked away. Richest country in the world. You have a U.S. athlete in the Olympics, and good on her. She actually took advantage of the free healthcare, and I'm glad she did. Good. To all the U.S. athletes, do it. I'm glad if you did it, great. Good. But then we got those stories in which you have an elderly 90-year-old veteran still doing the good fight. Still fighting. Who was going to pawn his wife's jewelry just so he could have one more day to get medicine, to get her treatment. I mean, that's true love. I hope we all find true love like that someday, but you know something? There are more people like him, young and old. That's right. Young and old doing that so they could have one more day. But you know who gets to have one more day? The people who dance and drink, who believe you are weak. Who are those people who are dancing and drinking? Why, hey, everybody, all 300 beautiful million Americans, It's your also fantastic U.S. Senator, U.S. Representative. They dance and drink because they believe you are weak. They know that they can manipulate you. They know that they can own you. And they got corporate media to blind you. Richest country in the world, and our politicians won't fight for you. Even during the height of a pandemic, no Medicare for all. Height of a pandemic, and they let us die. They let us rot. They kept us locked down. If you're a diehard Democrat voter or diehard Republican voter, maybe explain to me why you're so loyal to a party that will throw you out and will laugh just like that Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance man laughed at that woman's dying father. Why are you with them? You know they're going to just leave you on the street. You know they're going to give you a shiner if you don't cook the dinner on time. Take off your sunglasses and look me in the eye. I got to hear it. Why are you so loyal to a two-party system that is okay with being a rich country and abandoning its people? Medicare for all. We got to fight for it. Be it at the state level, and I think that's the only option we got right now. We got to do citizen ballot initiatives for Medicare for all. It's just it's the same fight that's going to be for cannabis, just like how it's being done at the state level. We got to fight for each other because these politicians, AOC and Bernie in particular, they're not going to help you.